You know, is there someone out there who cares about me and loves me? I think we're all looking for that in life. And if I can do that through at least one of my songs, that would be nice. Yeah, met in Galway, yeah. Well, what happened was when she came to Ireland, they were working with the church that I was attending at the time. And then eventually 4 years later, we got married. And we spent a lot of time just like really asking God, you know, where are we supposed to be and all that. And during that time, I applied for a visa for America, like a fiance visa. It's like, it took about 6 months for that visa to come through. And by the time that came through, we had already decided that we're going to settle in Ireland.
Oh, you are perfect, you are wonderful.
I started to play guitar around the age of 15. As a child, I was musical. I just never had a discipline to help me develop it, if that makes sense. I always liked to sing, I always liked to fool around with pianos, and I liked writing poetry, but I never realized I actually had any kind of musical gift. And as time went on, I just began to fall in love with music. And then I would just, when I was on my own in my room, I would just try to sing. And slowly realized that I had a bit of a voice. I could kind of sing. And that was around the age 15, 16, and I had a tape recorder, a little Sony cassette tape recorder, and I would just, on blank tapes, record pieces and bits of songs that I would make in my room on my own. And I started to get voice training and just developing and growing that gift. And then I started leading worship at different events, youth events, and kind of youth conferences, and at the local church that I was going to. And then in 2010, I got the chance to record my first album. I was at work. I was working in construction at the time. A friend of mine called me and said, "Hey Andrew, how are you?" And he basically said, "Listen, I have a friend of mine who's a producer in Nashville, and he reached out to me, and he was interested in helping somebody out and recording an album with somebody in the church." And he said, "And I thought of you. You know, I know you're writing your music." And he said, "What do you think? Would you like to do that?" And for me, this was like, I wanted to record my songs. I was songwriting, but all I could see was me in my bedroom, you know, doing a home recording. That, like, I wanted to do that, and I was trying to do that, but it wasn't very good because I didn't know anything about like mixing music or recording music. It was just trying it. And so he rang me, and I said, "Yeah." I mean, it was almost too good to be true, and it was a big answer to prayer. And so I began to send this guy my music. His name was Russell. Really great. One of the people that you meet in your life that you never forget. One of those kind of special people. And he was like, "Brilliant, send your music over." And he said, "Okay, when are you coming over to Nashville?" I went over to Nashville a few months later, and I recorded an album at his place.
We set sail with our love, blue sky, high wind and high sail, with a love that won't be broke, no matter the storms that life brings. And I never want
Also, there's a struggle in it, right?
Oh, don't say that.
And I never want to.
Greatest fear, that's a big question. I may be wasting my life.
And every day melt in your arms, my dear.
I know he's very humble.
Speak my name.
He might not have the full confidence that he should have or that he deserves to have to move forward in it, but he's got such a gift that God has given him to write, and his voice is like, I remember the first time I saw him a long time ago, I was listening to him sing, and that was like, besides his handsome face, you know, his voice was like, it drew me into him, you know, it just has such power to, I don't know, it's anointed. He's anointed, I believe.
Say goodbye, and I never want to lose your eye. Give me your tomorrow. And every day I melt in your arms, my dear, when you speak my name.
I don't want to miss out in, you know, what my life could be as a dad, or as a musician, as a human, as somebody who believes in God and tries to live that way, and waste relationships and waste your talent and waste your time here, you know.
And I know that he loves us and wants to take care of us, and that's on his mind, and I don't fault him for that, because he's just been such a you know, such a good husband and father to us.
The first of spring's air. Well, I never thought
I think we all have a responsibility to use our lives and use what we have to impact the world around us for good, and so I would see music in that regard as well.
And if this is the crossroads where you disappear, please know that I love you, even though you're not here. I never wanted to say goodbye.
I think I have a gift. I think God has given me something to share with the world, and my biggest hope for that is that that my music will be an expression that gives people hope, that speaks to people's hearts, that gives people life and hope.
If I heard you speak my name.
Hold your warm and tender body close to mine. Wim Hof, everybody.
I love that I am Irish. I love that it's my home. It's got a rich history of faith, a rich history of religion, really a part of our culture. And over time that has changed. The landscape of faith has changed dramatically in Ireland. And I don't think it was ever perfect. I don't think it ever is, you know, because we live in an imperfect world. we are imperfect people, but I guess for me, I would love for people to rediscover how much God really loves them, you know. Maybe not just rediscover religion for the sake of religion, but rediscover how God really feels about people and how Jesus really feels about people in Ireland. And yeah, I would like to see that. You know, I've experienced it in my own life, and I would like others to experience that as well.
Well, I wish I could pull you into my chest and whisper the love that I long to confess. If you, my darling, I'd lay down my life, spend just a moment shared at your side. And every day I wait for my chance. If just for a moment you'd give me a glance, darling, I'll try and I'll try till the end. I am consumed with a love for your hand, and I will not let go. I cannot let go. Let go of the hope that one day you'll be mine, you'll be mine, you'll be mine. Well, I've spent all my pennies, I've spent all I've got, but you just don't seem to think that is enough. Flowers and diamonds and gold you acquire, I'll give you more than your heart could desire. My broken heart will not heal by itself. This unyielding love will just leave me a mess. The candle is burning and time will run out, but I'll do all I can to turn you around, and I will not let go. I cannot let go. Let go of the hope that one day you'll be mine, you'll be mine, you'll be mine.
To love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will be wrung and possibly broken. If you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give it to no one, not even an animal. Wrap it up carefully round with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket or coffin of your selfishness. But in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. To love is to be vulnerable.